Learning objectives. At the end of this topic, you will be able to divide decimals or one decimal point by a one-digit number and 10. Divide decimals of two decimal places by one-digit number. Divide decimals by a whole number with a dividend value of up to two decimal places. Evaluate division of a decimal number in one or two decimal places. Calculate division of a decimal number by a whole number. Understand division of a decimal number. Word problems. Now do you notice decimal number is a way of expressing fractions? Now let us find out how we divide whole numbers by 10, 100 and 1000. Let us try to divide 3 by 10 by using the long division method. Add the 0 to make it 30 and place the decimal point for the quotient. The 30 divided by 10 is 3, so the answer is 0.3. Use the same procedure to divide a whole number by 100 and also 1000. Let us proceed with other examples. Remember that 3 has the same value as 3.0. Let's divide 375 by 10. The answer is 37.5. Look at this table. What happens to the numbers when we divide them by 10? What can you say about the decimal point? Yes, the decimal point moves one place to the left. Look at this table. Look at what happens when we divide the numbers by 100. What can you say about the decimal point? Yes, the decimal point moves two places to the left. What do you think will happen to the decimal point when we divide the numbers by 1000? Yes, the decimal point moves three places to the left. When we divide a number by 10, 100 and 1000, we move the decimal point left as many places as there are zeros in the divisor.
Children, look at the picture. Do you know what it is? It is called a decimal square. A square that is drawn and divided into 100 smaller squares by drawing 10 equal distant horizontal and vertical lines. When the small squares are shaded or colored to represent values. For example, this diagram shows 88 colored units. If you are to divide 88 colored units by 5, how would you do it? Let us use the doubling and halving method. It is a mental division practice to get the answer quickly. First we double both the dividend and the divisor. Double of 88 is 176. Double of 5 is 10. Now group the colored units into 10 equal parts. How many do you get? Yes, 17 groups and remainder of 6 units. That will give us the answer as 17.6. We can even use mental calculation without a diagram. Remember, when dividing by 10, the decimal point moves one place to the left.
How do we show division with a divisor that has two digits? For example, divide 35 by 14. 14 will not go into 3 but will go into 35. The question is, how many times? Any number greater than 3 times 14 will be too big. 3 times 10 is 30, which is less than 35. But 4 times 10 is 40, too big. 3 in fact is too big. 3 times 14 is 42. 2 times 14 equals 28. To find the remainder, minus 28 from 35, 7 is the remainder. We have to add a 0 to the dividend, 7, and place the decimal point in the quotient. Now 70 will go in 5 times exactly. People may solve the problem in the conventional style of long division. For example, divide 740 by 45. From the left of the dividend, 740 take as many digits as necessary to form a number that will contain the divisor 45 at least once but less than 10 times. See the first digit 7 in the dividend. It cannot go into 45. So take the two digits 74 in the dividend. 45 goes into 74 one time with remainder 29. Make sure the first question is written over the last digit, the partial dividend 4, bring down 0. How many times 45 can go in 290? Yes, there are 6 times 45 in 290 with a remainder of 20. Continue dividing by adding 0 to the dividend and placing a decimal point in the quotient. Bring the 0 down to 20 and the dividend is now 200. 45 goes into 200 4 times exactly. So, 740 divided by 45 is 16.4. Look at the example. Divide 0.952 by 4. We are going to use a strategy with the help of decimal squares. The picture shows the yellow squares with 952 shaded parts out of 1000 parts. First, we will divide the shaded parts into two groups. 900 shaded area divided by 2 will give us two equal groups with the remainder of 1/100ths. The 1/100ths, 2 5/10ths. Divide 15/10ths into 2 and that would give us 7 equal groups with a remainder of 1/10ths. Group the 1/10ths to two ones and divide it equally into 2 and that gives us 6 groups exactly. So we will get 0.476. Divide the answer by 2. What is the answer? Yes, the answer is 0.238. 2 times 2 is 4. So 0.952 divided by 4 is 0.238. Remember in the earlier lesson, dividing a decimal number by a whole number is to divide the same way as you divide whole numbers, and don't forget to place the decimal point correctly to form your calculation. Let's divide 3.432 by 22. We will use the factorizing strategy to find the solution. The factor of 22 is 2 and 11. First divide the number by 2. Using short division, there is one group of 2 and 3 with a remainder of 1. Remember the decimal point now. 2 goes into 14 7 times exactly. 2 goes into 3 1 time with a remainder 1. 12 divided by 2 is exactly 6. It's not the end yet. Now divide the obtained answer with 11. 11 cannot go into the first number on the left. So put 0 in the answer and a decimal point directly above the number decimal point. Now look at the first two numbers, 17. There is only one group of 11 and 17 with 6 as the remainder. 61 divided by 11 is 5 of remainders, 6. 11 goes into 66, 6 times exactly. So 3.432 divided by 22 is 0.156. Let us look at what happens when we divide a decimal number by 10. Look at this table. What happens to the numbers when they are divided by 10? What can you say about the decimal point? Yes, the decimal point moves one place to the left. Look at what happens when we divide a number by 100. What can you say about the decimal point? When we divide a number by 10 and 100, we move the decimal point as many places as there are zeros in the divisor. If there are not enough digits, add on zeros. Shanti enjoys cycling around the city park pond after school and on weekends. If she circles the pond 5 times and travels a total distance of 5.865 kilometers, what is the distance around the pond? The procedure of solving division problems is similar to other problems. We can apply the 4-step solving approach. How many times did Shanti cycle around the pond? Yes, she cycled 5 times. What is the total distance she cycled? Good. The total distance she covered is 5.865 kilometers. What is the information that we would like to find out? Yes, we would like to find the distance around the pond. We will do a short division to find the solution. Look at the example. Divide this regarding the decimal point. 5 into 5 is 1 with no remainder. 5 into 5 is with 3 as the remainder. 5 into 7 is 35 with 1 as the remainder. And 5 into 3 is exactly 15. Now, where do we place the decimal point in the quotient? Yes, directly above the decimal point in the dividend. Check the answer by multiplying the quotient by the divisor. 1.173 times 5. Use the latest method. The answer is 5.865. That means our division is correct. Look at the picture frame. Let's create a simple division mathematical story from the picture. For example, 16 pairs weigh 2.576 kilograms. What is the weight of one pair? Let's try to understand this problem. How many pairs are there? Yes, children, there are 16 pairs. What is the total weight of the pairs? Yes, the total weight of the pairs is 2.576 kilograms. We want to find out how much does one pair weigh. To find the weight of one pair, we divide the total weight 2.576 kilograms by 16 pairs. Divide using the factorizing method. 4 times 4 is 16. So divide 2.576 kilograms by 4. That would give us 0.644. Then divide again by 4 and we get 0.161. So, one pair weighs 0.161 kilograms. Rohan bought the bag of apples that weigh 3.676 kilograms. In the bag there are 10 apples. What is the weight of one apple? Do you remember what to do when dividing decimal number by 10? 100 and 1000. Yes, we move the decimal point left as many places as there are zeros in the divisor. So, how do we divide a decimal by 10? Yes, move the decimal point one place to the left. So, one apple weighs 0.3676 kilograms. Repeat. Rita bought 100 pineapples from the market. The total weight of the pineapple is 59.216 kilograms. Find the weight of one pineapple. If we know the total weight of the pineapples and the number of pineapples Rita bought, how do we find the weight of one pineapple? Yes, we divide the total weight by the number of pineapples. Since the number of pineapples is 100, how many places to the left do you move the decimal point? Good. There are 2 zeros in the divisor, so we move the decimal point 2 places to the left. So one pineapple weighs 0.59216 kilograms. Congratulations! You have learnt to divide the whole number by 10, 100 and 1000. We can divide the numbers by 10, 100 and 1000 and so on by moving the decimal point. We move the decimal point left as many places as there are zeros in the number we divide by. Congratulations! You have learnt solve problems involving division of decimals. Note that solve the problem step by step. Step 1. Write down the given facts. Step 2. Write down what is asked in the problem. Step 3. Write down the operation to be used. Step 4. Write down the number sentence. Step 5. Solve the problem. Children, divide your class into groups of 3. Each group will be given a packet of beads with an unspecified number of beads and a roll of string. 2,323 beads are to be made into bracelets of 10 beads. How many bracelets can you make? How much is the remainder? There are 375 people on 2 ships. If there are an equal number of people on both ships, we can divide the numbers like this. Is the answer possible? Discuss.